So this is the 1/10 scale McFarlane Marvel Magneto figure, statue, I guess I should say, not figure. He is making these very cool looking cell shaded statues for Marvel. He actually obtained a form of the Marvel license, but I can only assume that he is not allowed to make articulated figures with that license. So here we have some statues. If you guys remember McFarlane way back when he used to do, and he does them now again, but when he used to do the original statue baseball and football figurines, that for me that's how he really popped off originally. I was a lot younger when those came out, but I feel like that's where he really got his name out there. On top of his drawing and his comics and all that, but when it came to toys, um, he really excels with sculpt and paint and statues. When it comes to articulated figures, that's not his strong suit, I guess I should say. But when it comes to statues, that is definitely where he is a pro, and of course, again, paint and sculpt. And I'm taking a look at the Magneto statue. I'm gonna see how this goes. If you guys want to keep seeing these, I'm gonna keep posting them. I don't typically review statues, but I find this line so damn cool, and I found this Magneto so damn cool that I just had to make a little video about it. So let's take a little 360 look at him. We'll take a closer look at everything that he provides in terms of sculpt and paint in a second, but overall, it looks great. And all the poses that he's doing are based off of a lot of his art and a lot of just famous comic book covers. And each of these statues come with their own card, which is really cool. I like this. I put it in a top loader already. Here's the one that comes with Magneto. Very, very cool. Here's the back side of that card. If you want to read it, you can pause it. I excluded the box because we all know McFarlane boxes are ridiculously huge and big, and I already opened them all already. I wasn't planning on making a video, and then I said, you know what the heck, I'll make a video about them. So no box in the beginning, but we've all really, we've seen them, but they're pretty big. Now this is 1/10 scale, roughly. I think that's about 7 inches, so it's about a 7-inch scale. If we measure it from his feet, I guess, to his head, it is exactly 7 inches. From the base to his head, it's about 9 inches. So the price tag of these 1/10 scale statues is $29.99, $30. I think it's a little overpriced. As a matter of fact, I bought this on a sale for $22.99. And I feel like, to be fair, I think these should have been $19.99 each. At least the 1/10 scale should have been $19.99. He does make 1/6 as well, and the 1/6 scales are $50, and I think that's a little too high as well. I think those should have been priced at 30 or maybe 40. Maybe the 1/6 should have been 40. These should have been 20, and that would have been fair. But 50 is pushing it, 30 is pushing it. I just can't justify $30. No matter how good this looks. So I would wait on a sale. All the ones that I have right now I caught on sale, all of them, and these are hitting sales for sure. And it's not because they suck. I think it's because they're overpriced, and they're not articulated, so it's not everybody's cup of tea. But once you get your hands on it, I don't know, if you're a Marvel fan, you're gonna like it. As a matter of fact, I was never planning on buying this line at all until I found the Captain America one for $12. Bought it because I said it's $12, pretty good deal. Opened it and I was like, damn, this looks pretty good. So it was yeah. After that, I amassed pretty much a lot of them because they were all less than $30, thankfully. And the ones that are still at 30, I haven't grabbed yet because I'm pretty confident that they're all gonna at least get a little bit of a sale or clearance on some of them. Let's take a closer look. All right, so here he is up close. And everything about the sculpt, like I mentioned earlier, is absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's fantastic. Like I said, this is where McFarlane really shows his talent with his toys, is his static figures. And look at the paint job on this guy. The face sculpt looks great. Very, very cool. There's the cell shading. A lot of people don't like cell shading, but I think it works for this line. I don't mind it at all. If this was like a Marvel Legend articulate figure, then yeah, that's too much cell shading. We don't need that. But for a statue, we're good. At least for me. This cape is actually pretty soft. It bends around, and it's got some nice paint apps too. For some reason, I don't know why. I really don't know why, but this line reminds me of Toy Biz. I don't know why. Toy Biz never made static statues, but I just feel like the paint apps and the sculpt, uh, it just reminds me of Toy Biz for some reason. And they come with cards, and Toy Biz used to come with comic books. Actually, the 1/6 scale releases of these McFarlanes come with comic books too. So that's another reason probably why I'm getting some Toy Biz vibes. Here's a closer look at the rest of the body. You can see the metal stand behind them. They're all, at least if they're flying, they all come with that little stand. You can't really remove it unless you break it, but you can rotate them on that. So if you want to turn them this way, you can. He rotates around. So depending on where you want him to be shown, you see the base here shows Magneto. Very cool detail on the base. It is hollow. They're all hollow, so that's another reason why I'm like, damn, that looks kind of cheap. You know, for 30 bucks. What the heck? Not a big deal because you're not gonna look down there. It's the base, but I don't know. It gives you that cheapiness feel that doesn't feel great if you're spending a full 30. But if you're spending less than 30, yeah, you're good. I will say though, now that I'm looking closer at the face, his helmet isn't very centered. I guess the peak right here isn't centered to the middle of his face where his nose is. It's a little bit to the side. Not the biggest deal. His mouth is still in between the slit right here. So, oh, look at that. You can see the face in there. That's cool. Didn't know that was pliable like that. Also wanted to point out the texture. Look at the texture on his pants. It's not just a painted smooth sculpt. They actually textured the super suit. So that's very cool. So I almost forgot this. They actually all come with backdrops, which is cool. This comes in the box. The one that comes with Magneto is this one right here. So um, you could use this to display it, and it works. It's pretty cool. But I do wish it covered more. Like, you can see how Magneto his head is above. I mean, I guess from this angle it's above, but it's technically not above it when you're looking at it at a level, straight ahead. But from this bottom angle, it looks like it's above. I just wish it was a little bit taller. But then again, this is kind of like the size of the box, so you really can't make it any. I mean, you could, but the box would be a lot bigger. But it's cool that it comes with it. It's a little fun thing. If it's gonna be on your shelf like this, anyways, you might as well put a little backdrop too. So it's up to you. I don't know if you want that or not. I guess it takes a lot of real estate too. So if you don't have the space, you might want to chuck this, get rid of the backdrop because it is going to take some space, especially if you're going to have a lot of them, posed next to each other. It's going to take a lot of space. So that's Magneto from the McFarlane 1/10 scale line of Marvel figures, or Marvel. It's going to take me a while to not say figures, but Marvel statues. I guess they're figurines, right? This has been Magneto. Let me know your thoughts on this guy. I think he's super dope. I think he's awesome. And if you can get him for less than 30, it's definitely worth it. It's nice seeing actual paint on figures again. Like, it's not just plastic mold, it's actual paint on the helmet and the face. I would say the red suit is plastic mold with black paint for the cell shading. But when it comes to the boots, purple, and then the helmet and face, that's all painted. That's cool to see. You just don't see it no more. But overall, this is just very, very cool piece. Like I said, not typically drawn to statues in a way. I do own statues, don't get me wrong. Resin statues, a lot of Dragon Ball Z resin statues. But when it comes to like Marvel and stuff like this, and especially this scale, I'm not really drawn to it. But something about these, man, they're great. I really can't say enough. I just don't think 30 justifies it, especially because they're not articulated. They don't come with accessories. It's not like an actual Marvel Legend figure. So I think 30 is a very, very steep price for these, and that's why you're seeing the sales on them. It's not because they're trash, it's actually because they're just overpriced. And the cards are cool and everything, but again, I feel like a broken record, but I definitely see these hitting Ross this year. I really do, or Ollie's or something like that. Unfortunately, I know that's such a bad like thing to say, but it's because of the price, not because they suck. So give these, give this line a shot if you see them on sale, and you probably won't regret it. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.